Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's live. As you can see, I'm late in my weekly live. This normally had to go out last Tuesday. Now it's Thursday. And I want to be honest upfront with you. I chose the topic of the week. First thing first, talking about this, it's not easy. I had a couple of reflections about whether I wanted to do a live about what's going on in the world this week and the protests in the US that are mobilizing the world, whether I wanted to talk about some topics around your career or whether I wanted to go just silent. And what I know for sure is that I will screw this up, but I'm open to whatever might come back. You see, it doesn't matter because what I found out that what's important to me is not to stay silent, not to stay neutral. It's important that certain things are said and not silenced, especially right now. As you all know and have certainly followed, after one of the many crimes of last week, of the murder of George Floyd, what we're going through is a historically unique and extraordinary time in the world. And it's about bringing up a new consciousness to people and supporting people of color who are being currently the catalyst to radical change in the US system, yes, and the society. But at the same time, for me and us as Europeans, they are bringing a new wind of consciousness around topics, stuff like white privilege, white supremacy, the subconscious bias around which we all have subconscious bias around all people who look different or have different traditions and cultures than what we are so used to have and see around. Everything which is different from ourselves. So I have to read here because, as I said, that's not an easy topic, and I had to prepare some ideas around what is dear to my heart that I share with you. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because I read a sentence the other day on one of the socials, and it said, neutrality in themes like this means supporting the oppressor. And when I read that sentence, it really hit me strongly. I don't want to stay neutral about this, and I will not. In addition to this, it comes also the fact that I live in a very neutral country, in a very neutral nation, Switzerland, which is my second home country, which I love for sure. But at the same time, I don't think now it's the time to be or go Swiss, as it's normally said when you find yourself in a situation and people decide that they don't want to go for expressing what they think, or they don't dare express their opinions. I really don't think it's a time for this right now. So the message of today wants to be more of an encouragement to start taking action in actually, first of all, becoming uncomfortable, which is the first step of becoming what is deeply needed and is becoming active anti-racist. I know, trust me, I know this is confusing and weird because it was the same for me as well. Because if we basically are not racist, we learned not to see any colors, right? And that's what I was taught. And what I learned this week is that we really don't know too much about what being actively anti-racist can mean over here or around Europe. And telling ourselves that we are not racist, guys, is actually not enough anymore. It's absolutely not sufficient anymore. And you know why I think we have been only going into "I'm not a racist" statement so far? Those of us who are not, or at least who think we are not, it's because it's freaking comfortable. It's so comfortable and so practical and easy to go about everything which is happening, read a couple of articles, and then say, well, wow, that's a huge mess, but it doesn't bother me because I'm not racist. And today I want to tell you that you most probably, like I did, exactly in the same situation, guilty of that. I have definitely said something during the course of my life, and I think most probably most of us have, that could have been perceived as racist. I have. I for sure know I have. Because the truth is, we are not even aware of what it means to have the privilege of to be white. We don't. And I'm personally still grasping my head around it. And I'm committed to reading as much as I can about this topic and the topics of anti-racism, white supremacy, white privilege, because I consider it my duty to be informed and educated around it. And education is really, really the key to progress. So we have had some episodes of racism here too. Let's just think about Oprah when she came to Zurich a couple of years ago. I don't know who remembers that. She went to shop in one of some luxury downtown boutiques we have, and for those who didn't follow this, she was interested in buying a handbag, a very beautiful, expensive handbag, and she was refused to be shown this handbag because the clerk, the employee at the shop, told her, "I don't think you can afford this bag, ma'am," just because she's a Black woman. So if we only take this episode, we can clearly see how permeated on a subconscious level our society is of this unconscious bias around race, around people who are different from us, right? Most of all, how much we unconsciously think that only white people can afford an expensive bag. So, apart from my very southern Italian rant here, which has been episode of racism as well, but that's another topic. This message wants to be an encouragement to you to be okay with starting to be uncomfortable. We are so used to staying comfortable and to have so many things just ready for us just because we are white. And this is, in my opinion, is the awakening which these protests are going to make happen, which I deeply wish is going to happen on this side of the world as well. And it's so beautiful to see that in so many countries, and I guess I read something around 18 countries, and in so many cities there are going to be marches and demonstrations around this. the white people, we need to wake up and we need to learn, educate ourselves, speak out, and be willing to get uncomfortable. Anything in terms of progress is actually on the other side of comfort. And as simple as it may sound like a tagline, right? Everything is on this other side of your comfort zone, but it truly is. And our willingness to solve this situation on a worldwide scale in these historical moments, in terms of humanity, we are all humanity, definitely lies on the other side of comfort, especially of the being uncomfortable readiness of white people. So I don't want to make this message too long, and I will leave some resources around where you can start getting into action and learn around topics like white privilege, white supremacy, being actively anti-racist, and get yourself out of this embedded comfort. I want to send you so much love. Thanks for watching this. And most of all, peace. See you soon. Bye, guys.